I'm 16, but if I could go back to when I was 15 and restart high ticket sales, I would do 5 things completely differently. And number 3 is gonna piss a lot of people off, but you need to know. I've made over $250,000 in the last year straight commission selling as a teenager in high ticket sales. I've closed deals for real estate agencies, info products, mentorship programs. I've closed for over 12 offers, and I can tell you one thing, you will not make any money for the rest of 2025 by listening to what some old washed guru is telling you to do. You will make money by leveraging what makes you different. This isn't just another work hard and believe in yourself video that you've seen 1,000 times over. This is the 5 harsh truths that I am teaching to people inside of Thumber Academy, people who are actually closing deals and actually making money. Not theory, not motivation, real tactics that separate people making $500 from people making $50,000. So let's get into it. Thing number 1, I'd stop trying so hard to sound professional. It isn't you. Here's what that means. When I first started high ticket sales at 15, I tried to sound like I was 30. I'd lower my voice on calls. I'd use big corporate words. I'd say things like, yeah, let's circle back in the ROI for Q4. Bro, I was 15. Nobody believed me. And here's the thing, if you actually want to make money in high ticket sales, especially as a teenager, you can leverage your age as a good thing. See, when you're young and you're closing deals, it creates curiosity. People want to know how you got there. So here's what I do differently on every call. I don't hide away that factor, any other factor that makes me me. I just take advantage of my own personality. The fact is, if you try and hide away your own personality and copy somebody else when you're getting into sales, it will not work. Your prospects will hear through it, you won't sound genuine, and you will not close any deals. So if you want to actually stand out in high ticket sales or in sales in general, you need to leverage your personality, you need to be yourself, and you can't try and be anybody else. So trust me, I know it sounds cliche, but 99% of the sales space is trying to be somebody else. They want to sound like somebody else. And so you coming in with your own verbiage, your own personality, and truly acting as yourself will be a pattern interrupt, and you will close more deals. Thing number 2, I'd work for free for the first 30 days, but only for the right person. Now, before you click off, please hear me out. I know this goes against everything you've heard about knowing your worth and never working for free, but here's the truth. I've seen people who get started spend months and months outreaching, sending messages like, hey, can I work for 10% commission, 20% commission? And you know what happens? Nothing. It is incredibly difficult to get hired with 0 proof and 0 backing. So you need to change your strategy. Find one person, maybe making 100 grand a month with their info, and reach out to them and say, hey, I will work for free for 30 days. And guess what? They'll probably say yes because they have nothing to lose. So you know what? For 30 days, you got to show up there every single day. You got to learn their scripts, learn their funnel, learn their marketing, get in there, learn objection handling, actually start taking calls even though you're not making anything. By the end of the 30 days, you might just collect tens of thousands of dollars for that business. Next, they'll offer to pay you, but even if they don't, you have proof, you have testimonials, you have a reason to go in and work for that next business. So when you tell them, hey, I collected 20 grand in the last 30 days for this guy, it's proof. It's instant proof, and then you're way more likely to get hired. Compare that to 6 months of pitching yourself time and time again with absolutely no proof, and it seems like a much better option. So if you want to break into high ticket sales, find somebody who's crushing it, work for free for 30 days, learn their systems, learn the skill, build proof, build testimonials, and then get out there and start making money. Thing number 3, and this is the one that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I would ignore every guru making less than $1 million a year. Let me explain. When I first started, I consumed every single piece of sales content I could get my hands on. I watched reels with guys with 20 followers. I watched YouTube videos of people making 10 grand a month. I joined communities. I paid mentors who weren't even making 100 grand yet. And then I realized something. Most of these people are broke. They're making money from selling you the dream, selling you the course, but they're not even doing it themselves. And in fact, they never have. And their advice reflects that. It's surface level. It's recycled. It's garbage. So I made a rule. I will only learn from people who have made over $1 million a year. Not 10K a month, not 15K a month, but $1 million annually. Because at that level, they figured out something real. They've taken hundreds of sales calls. They've handled 100 objections. They know what they're talking about, and I know that they can teach me. You need to find people who aren't just talking about theory, but talking about stuff that actually works. And yes, I know what you're thinking, but Russell, those guys are too expensive. How are they going to mentor me? You know what's more expensive? Wasting your time for years and years watching people and paying people who can't teach you a damn thing. So if you actually want to make life-changing money in sales, stop watching people and stop paying people who haven't even done it themselves. Thing number 4, and this is a big one, is I would record every single call from day one. And I mean every single call, the good ones, the bad ones, the terrible ones, the humiliating ones, the ones where you get hung up on in 2 seconds or you can't overcome the objection. I would record every single one, and you should too. When I first started, I thought, hey, I'll just start recording my sales calls when I get good. And that was a big mistake because your worst calls are actually the best teachers. See, when you're on a call, you're in the moment. moment. You're reacting. You're not able to look at it from a third-party perspective. But when you watch it back, you can not only take notes on it, you can not only reflect, but you can also solve those problems so that they don't happen again. And watching it back will be painful because you'll see and hear everything. You'll see the bad body language, you'll hear the poor tonality, you'll see when you do something wrong. But the reason that's so good is because you definitely will not do it again. Here's my system now. I have Fathom Note Taker. You guys should get it too. And it automatically records every single Zoom call, every single Google Meet. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but it is the best software if you guys want to use it. And what I like to do is at the end of each day, I'll go over some of my calls, maybe even just one, and just find a few things that I did wrong that maybe I can do better next time. Maybe I talked too much. Maybe I didn't ask enough questions. Maybe I didn't probe on something. Maybe I screwed up a reframe. Whatever it is, I find that if I review it, if I look at it, if I take notes on it, it won't happen again. Do this every day for 30 days, and you will improve more than 99% of people actually trying to learn sales. Most people avoid listening to their calls because it sucks. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. It's cringe. I get it, but you need to do that if you want to get better. And thing number 5, I would build in public, even the failures. This is the one that nobody talks about, but when I first started in sales, I only posted the wins. Screenshots of closed deals, testimonials from clients, the tweets talking about making $5 grand in a single day. But guess what? It's hard to find people who care because everybody posts wins. You're not different. It's not interesting. It's not relatable. The only reason it worked a little bit for me was because I was 15. That was the pattern interrupt. But for most people, it will never work. And so here's what changed everything for me is I started posting about my failures as well. The rejections, the calls that absolutely got destroyed, the hang-ups, the biggest humiliating moments in my career, I posted those because that was what nobody else was posting. And here's where it got interesting. People started engaging. They'd comment telling me, yeah, bro, I've been there too. They'd DM me asking how I bounced back. They'd share their own stories. And suddenly I wasn't just any other guy showing my wins. I was showing the real journey. And people started watching. People won't connect with the highlight reel. They'll connect with the process. They want to meet the real you. They want to see the real you. And now here's what happened from there. More people started to reach out. They wanted to work with me just because it was actually me. They trusted me because I wasn't hiding the process. And the craziest part is that some of my biggest performers were those failures. So if you want to build an audience that actually trusts you, wants to learn from you, understands that it's actually you, don't just show the ups, but show the failures, show the downs as well. Because that's where real learning happens. And that's what separates somebody that people actually want to follow versus somebody that you're just gonna scroll past. Your failures are way more valuable than your wins when you're first building trust. Look, I know what you're thinking, Russell, this all sounds good, but is it actually going to work for me? Here's what happened when I started doing these 5 things. I went from making $3 grand a month to 15 to 20 to eventually $40,000 a month in straight commission selling. I closed my biggest deals, I got on better offers, all because I had proof and I was actually getting better. And now I'm making more in a month at 17 than most of America makes in a year. But here's the thing, I didn't figure out all of this on my own. I had somebody who's already done it show me everything that I needed to do. The scripts to use, the offers to work for, everything I needed to handle each objection. And that's what I do now at Thumber Academy. I take people who want to break into high ticket sales, train them on the fundamentals, get them on their first offer, and work with them personally until they close their first deal. I hope you enjoyed the video and the link is in the description. If you're actually serious, you want to make that first 5, 10K a month, you want to apply to work with me, just fill out that link. But I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.